Hi everyone. Today we're looking at a few questions from Problem Solving Booklet 1 from Edexcel. So going straight to first problem. Okay, so this is a question number 7 from the first booklet. And it says a cylinder has a base radius of 2x and a height of 3x. A cone has a base radius of 3x and the height of h, and all measurements are in centimeters. And again, there's a key information here: the volume of the cylinder and the volume of the cone are equal. And it says find h in terms of x and give your answer in simplest form. Okay, so this question is about volume of these two shapes. Now, the volume of cone, the formula for this is V equals 1/3 pi r squared h. Now, this formula should be given in the exam. And the volume of cylinder is something that you need to know how to find out. The formula won't be given for that. Now, if you look at the last sentence here, it says find h in terms of x. So let's have a think, what is it that we're looking for? The answer should be something like this. It should be h equals something x. That's what it means to have something in terms of x. So it should equal something with x there that we have to find out. Okay, again, feel free to pause this video, have a go at the question, and then play the video back to check your answer. Okay, right, I'm going to start with finding the volume of the cylinder. Now, cylinder is a prism. Okay, prism is the shape which is same all the way through. Wherever you cut it up, the surface area, the cross-section area will be the same all the way across the shape. So at the top we have a circle, so the area of the circle we need to find, and as the volume equals cross-section area, right, cross-sectional area times by the height. Okay, so we know the cross-sectional area is a circle, so we need to do pi r squared and times by h. Now we are given r as 2x over here, so if I get this bit off here, so the radius is in terms of 2h, so we're going to put that in. So don't forget to, 2x, don't forget to square the whole thing. The common mistake is that pupils will square the 2 and forget about the x, so we want to square the whole thing. So pi r squared times by h, and h is 3x. Now simplifying this, okay, so we have pi and squaring 2 and x, and that's going to give us 4x squared, and we have times by 3x. Now simplifying this a little bit further, we're going to have 4 times 3 is 12. X squared times by x is x cubed, and not forgetting the pi in the end. So that is the volume of this cylinder. Okay, so I'm going to leave this here for the moment and focus on finding the volume of the cone. Now, so we're given this formula, which is volume equals 1/3 pi r squared h. So again, just substituting the values into here. So I'm just going to write down v equals 1/3 times by pi. Now times by radius. Now the radius is from there to there, which is again 3x, not forgetting to square that, and h. Now again, simplifying this a little bit further, so we go 1/3 times by pi times by 9 x squared h. Now we can simplify this a little bit further. Now 1/3 of 9 is 3. So this is going to be 3 pi x squared h. So this is the volume of the cone. Okay, so just reading this part of the question here again, it says the volume of cone and the cylinder is equal. So now I'm going to put this volume and this volume equal to each other. So that means forming an equation that equals each other. So 12x cubed pi equals 3. Again, I'm just going to write on x squared h and pi. I mean, that's exactly the same thing over here, just in a slightly different order. I just wanted to show that if we divide both sides by pi, we should be able to cancel this out. Okay, and we can further divide both sides by 3. So divide by 3. This 3 should cancel out, and we're left with 4x cubed on this side, and we're left with x squares and h on this side. Now, yep, you guessed it right. We're going to divide by x squares, both sides. Okay, and this should leave us with just 4x, because indices 3 take away 2, a power of 1, so basically it's just 4x. And on this side, we only have h left. So there's your answer. So our answer is h equals 4x. And we got the height in terms of x. Okay, there you go. Okay, moving on to the next question. This looks pretty interesting diagram. And it says the diagram shows a placard. And it says AD is a chord of the circle of central. Now a chord is when you have a circle and you just got a line crossing, not through the center because that will be diameter. So that is a chord. So let's carry on further with this. And it says the radius of the circle is 40. So if this is 40, from there O to D, that's also going to be 40. So I'm just going to put that in. And it says the angle AOD is 70, which is given to us in the question. And ABCD is a square. So that means the sides must be equal, all the sides there. So that's a key information there. And it says work out the area of this placard. Now, and give your answer to 3 significant figures. That means we need to be really careful when we are working out on the calculator. Make sure you write the whole thing down and round up in the end. So we got a square. We have not got a length of each side yet, okay? And we have got a triangle. Is a non-right angle triangle, which is 70 degrees here. And we got 40 centimeters and we got 40 centimeters. And then we have is a sector of a circle, okay? So again, we need to find the area of the center. So if this is 70 on this side, we can figure out the angle on this side here. That would be 290 degrees. So split the shape up, find individual areas, and then add them together. But the problem is, yeah, we can find the area of this one. That would be the easiest thing to start. And that would be area equals of a non-right angle triangle, half AB sine of C. And working that out, that would be half times by 40 times by 40 times by sine of 70 degrees. So just make sure you put this in brackets in your calculator. And let's work that one out. And that is 751.7540966. Okay, so make sure you add the decimals in and we round up in the end. Now, the next thing we can do is we can work out the area of this sector of a circle. So we know that the area of the circle is pi r squared. But since we only want this part of the circle, which is on this side here, and that is 290 degrees, and you have to put this at the front of the formula, okay? So how much ever area that you need, whatever fraction, that goes at the front. So now that angle there is 290, divide by 360, times by pi, and times by 40 squared, because remember the radius is still 40 centimeters over here. Okay, if we work this out, okay, that gives us 4049.163865. So that's the area of the sector. Okay, now that leaves us to find the area of a square. I'm not sure if some of you spotted here that this side here equals this side of the square. I mean, it's a terrible drawing because it does not represent the size of this side. So that is the same side. So if we can figure out this side over here, that would be the side of that square, and we can find the area. Now, we know that it's a non-right angle triangle, so we can use cosine rule. Okay, so we can even call that A. So we got A, let's make that slightly better. And then we got two sides given. We have the angle opposite. So we can write something like this. So I'm going to just work it out here. So we've got A squared equals B squared plus C squared. Take away 2BC cos of A. Now, you need to memorize this formula. This will not be given in the exam. Okay, so you need to memorize all the formulas here. This one here as well. Okay, and also the area of the circle. So all these formulas are absolutely essential formulas that you need to memorize. Okay, so if we label our sides A and B, okay, sorry, B and C rather. So let's call that C, okay, because we already got the small a here, and that's the opposite of that angle. So put these values in. So we got A squared equals 40 squared plus 40 squared, take away 2 times by 40 times by 40 times by cos of 70. Now, if you put all this into the calculator, now forget to square root the answer. I'll tell you why we might not need to square root the answer here in the end, because we're looking for the area of the square. So if you square root it, that will give us one side, but you're going to end up squaring it because we're looking for the area of the square. So it's length times width. So you might as well leave the answer at that point there. Okay, so that gives us 2105.5355. So as I said, I'm not going to square root this to find one side, because I'm only going to end up squaring it again to find the area. So our three areas that we need to add up is this one here, this one, and this value here to find the total area of this shape. Okay, so that gives us 6906.4535, and we want the answer to three significant figures. So first, second, third, and look at the next number, which is bigger than 5. So we're going to add 1 to this digit and put that as a 0. So that's the area centimeter squared. Okay, so that's your answer for this question.